Hello and welcome to the Accessibility web module on accommodation requests and renewals. For your convenience, there is closed captioning provided for this video. In addition, please find the link for a transcript of the video below on the web page. To send your accommodation request and renew your accommodations with accessibility, you will need to be a student who has either permanent disability status or met with your accessibility advisor to re-register for the current academic term. If you are a student who is not able to renew your accommodations or send your accommodation request, please contact the Accessibility main office to schedule an appointment with your advisor. You should only send your accommodation request and renew your accommodations once you have received an email from Accessibility Services letting you know that renewal is open for the current academic term. To begin, you will need to be logged onto the AIMS system. AIMS can be accessed by entering the following website onto your web browser: utm.utoronto.ca/access. You will be directed to Accessibility's main website. On this page, you will find the heading on the left-hand side of the page titled Accessibility Information Management System for Students. Beneath this heading, there will be a link that states Login. Click this link and you will be directed to the AIMS system login page. Please select the AIMS login link located to the center of the page. You will then be directed to the AIMS welcome page. On this page, there are several icons. To send your accommodation requests and renew your accommodations, select Accommodation Request and Renewals on the top middle of the page. You will now be taken to the Help page. Please read through this information. To send your accommodation request and renew your accommodations, select the Accommodations tab at the top left-hand side of the page. You will then need to log in with your user ID and password. Once you have entered this information, please select the Login button on the bottom left-hand side of the page. You will now be directed to the Request Accommodations page. On this page, the courses in which you are currently enrolled will be listed. If you are unable to see your courses, please make sure the correct session on the top right-hand side is selected, next to where it says Show Term. To do this, click on the drop-down menu and select the appropriate academic session. Click Refresh to update the information. Once the course appears, select the Request button in the same row on the right-hand side of the page under the Request column. You will then be directed to an additional page. There will be a column on the left-hand side listing your accommodations. Please use the boxes to the left of the accommodations to select the accommodations you wish to have sent for your accommodation request and renewal. If you wish to have all your accommodations listed, you can select the Check All link on the left-hand side beneath the list of accommodations. On the right-hand side of the page will be a heading listing courses to request. If you have selected one course but wish to renew and request accommodations for all your courses, you can select the Check All link at the bottom of that column. Beneath both columns in the middle of the page will be a section in which you need to indicate whether you need to make any changes to your accommodations. Please select the option relevant to you. This can be done by clicking the circular button to the left of the accommodation statement. Beneath this section is an optional note text box where you can leave a note with further information. Beneath the optional note section is important information that you will need to review. This includes an accessibility statement on how your information will be used, the limits to confidentiality, and the student statement of responsibility. Once you have reviewed this information, you will need to click the box containing the statement of agreement to outline the terms. This is located at the bottom right-hand side of the page. You will now need to submit your self-renewal by clicking the Submit button. Once you have submitted your accommodation request and renewal, you will be directed to the main self-renewal page. On this page, the Request button will no longer appear for the courses that you have chosen for your accommodation request and renewal. Under the middle column titled Status, it will list the status of the letter of accommodation, which will have been sent during the accommodation request and renewal process to the attention of the course instructor. Once you have requested accommodation request and renewal for the course, you can also review your accommodation letter by selecting the Get Letter button under the last column titled Letter. Once the accommodation request and renewal request has been sent, please do allow for 48 hours, not including holidays or weekends, before logging into Ames to input any tests or select a note taker. An email will be sent to you per academic term notifying you of when you can begin the accommodation request and renewal process for the term. Should you have any questions or concerns related to self-renewal, please contact the main accessibility office at 905-569-4699 or at access.utm@utoronto.ca. Thank you for reviewing the accommodation request and renewal module for accessibility services at the University of Toronto, Mississauga.